King and the Disciple. Once, a hermit and his disciples were the guests of a king. After some days, the hermit decided to go back to his hermitage. The king requested him to extend his stay. The ascetic accepted, but the disciples went back. One day, the chief disciple came back to pay homage to the hermit. He did not notice the king standing there. The king heard him uttering, "Oh, what a great pleasure! Oh, what a great pleasure!" The king thought that the disciple was happy after eating the royal dishes, which was scarcely available in forests. He thought the disciple was greedy. The hermit, however, read the king's mind. He told the king that the disciple was once a king himself. The words "great pleasure" were meant to show the pleasure of the life of an ascetic, which he had never experienced when he was a king. The king felt ashamed of his thoughts and apologized to the disciple. The Rogue Sage. Once, a sage came to a village. A rich man gave him a place to stay. Now, the rich man had a lot of gold. He was scared of thieves, so he kept the gold under the sage's care. After a few days, the sage came to the merchant and said, "I have spent enough time here. Now, I wish to leave." The merchant bade him farewell. The sage went some distance and came back to the merchant. He said, "I do not keep anything that belongs to others." Saying so, he took out a straw from his beard, which he himself had put there, and gave it to the merchant. The merchant was mighty pleased with the sage's honesty. But a friend of his saw all this and grew suspicious. He said to the merchant, "Have you checked your gold?" They both went to check the gold. To the merchant's surprise, the gold was missing. They caught the fraud sage. He was punished for cheating the merchant. The two gamblers. Two gamblers gambled every day. One was honest, but the other was a cheat. He played as long as he won. When he began to lose, he would secretly put one of the dice in his mouth and claim that it was lost. Then he would stop the game. The honest gambler saw this happening many times. He realized that the man was a cheat. He decided to teach the cheat a lesson. One day, he put poison on the dice and let it dry. The game started after some time. When the cheat started losing the game, as usual, he put the dice in his mouth. Soon he fell sick and fainted. The honest gambler, who was good at heart, cured him. Afterwards, he advised the cheat not to deceive anyone again. Eventually, the cheat mended his ways. The clever turtle. A king got a lake made for his children to play in with some fish in it. The excited children rushed off to see the fish. Now, among the fish was a turtle as well. The children, not having seen a turtle before, thought it to be a monster. They told the king that there was a monster in the lake. The king ordered his men to kill the monster. There were different suggestions on how to kill it. Some said, crush it. Some said, burn it. Finally, an old man who had always been afraid of water said, throw it into the water, where it will flow over the rocks and get killed. The turtle said, please do not put me in the water. I will surely die. Hearing his pleas, the king's soldiers immediately threw the turtle in the water. The clever turtle laughed, saying, those people do not know how safe I am in the water.
Thanks for watching. Do like, share, subscribe to Sahil Book House.